Hello. Recently, the Prime Minister of Palestine has written a letter to the Prime Minister of India. You might have seen many articles published in Times of India and Hindustan Times. Everywhere you will find the same headline which says that the Prime Minister of Palestine has written a letter to PM Modi. In the letter, he said that we need India's help for a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel. If any country can facilitate a ceasefire at this time, any country which can play this important role, that country could be India, because Russia has distanced itself from the ceasefire process, China has also distanced itself, and the US is taking a pro-Israel stance to a large extent. Palestine hopes that India will make Israel understand and can play a critical role in facilitating a ceasefire. Now, a request is being made to India, which was written in a letter to PM Modi. This is not a simple request. Ending the Gaza conflict is a very complicated process. In this video, I will tell you where the matter has stalled today, why a ceasefire is not happening between Israel and Hamas, and what the main issue of trust between them. Currently, the conflict between Israel and Hamas has been going on for 8 months. Actually, it's been 8 months since this conflict started. Many people have been killed, with thousands of casualties. Many have been injured, and millions have become homeless. Vladimir Putin has said that the Gaza conflict is not just a war but a total distraction of civilian population. In response, many people have asked Putin what he is doing in Ukraine. Russia says they have never used bombs on civilian populations, just like Israel did in Gaza. Now the question arises, after 8 months of conflict, how will it end? Will some way come out? There will be some discussions, some will end. If not, this case will continue for many years. Obviously, whenever the issue of ending this conflict arises, the whole world watches the United States of America, because the US is the biggest supporter of Israel. The pressure on the US to end this conflict was so great that the US went to the United Nations Security Council. A proposal was put there. Biden said, "I will completely end this entire conflict in 3 steps. You all support me, the 15 members of the UN Security Council, vote. And the 3-step formula under which the conflict between Israel and Hamas will end." Now you will ask what this 3-step solution is. Look, the US is saying that the first step will be a complete ceasefire that will last for 6 weeks. In this, Israel will decide what to do about the heavily populated areas of Gaza. It will slowly start removing its army from there, and in return, Hamas will release about 120 Israeli soldiers it has captured, including women, children, and the elderly. Now you will say, what about the young male population? See, bitter truth is that males do not get so much importance in such cases. In the end, priority is given to saving the elderly, children, and women first. As soon as Hamas releases the Israelis it has captured, in this response Israel will also release about 100 to 200 people of Hamas who have been captive in Israel jails. Release those people, and this is step 1, and after this, in second step, there is no firing or anything like that between Hamas and Israel at all, and it will be permanent end of hostilities between Israel and Hamas, and the people of Israel that are in Gaza, whether it's male or female, will let everyone go, and Israel's army will go a little back. And you people have noticed that in this entire agreement, it is not written anywhere that Israel will withdraw all of its army from Gaza. Israel's army will remain somewhere in Gaza. And then comes the 3rd step, in which the reconstruction of Gaza will start. In this, what will happen is that the international aid, apart from Israel, will reach the people of Gaza. No group of Israel will put any obstacles so that international aid does not reach the people of Gaza. This is the 3-step program of Biden. Now you can understand the most important and only issue in this whole plan now, which is trust. Now, when the US has put this in the UN Security Council, then 14 out of 15 have said, all right, it's a good plan. If this works, it's well and good. Try this and see. Ask Hamas. Ask Israel if they are agree with this plan. Although Russia's saying is that here this entire plan was completely useless. This complete plan will fail because trust between the two parties, between Hamas and Israel, is quite low. But still, Russia did not veto the entire proposal. They abstained themselves to this policy. That you all try and see. Now from our side, neither yes nor no. Now the US, that proposal has gone. Israel has said all right, we agree. Then this resolution has brought to Hamas. Hamas, the first day, said, all right. The next day, Hamas has turned, and Hamas said, no, we need a change. Change will be that the first step is, note what I said, that there will be 3 phases of this complete ceasefire. So what Hamas desired is that Israel draws its soldiers more from the border of Rafah. Basically Hamas wants more space. They want as much as Israel's military go back from Gaza. It is better. And just on this, Israel is skeptical that once the military properly has gone out from Rafah, Hamas will capture important location. This will increase their strength, and that time they will launch large attack on Israeli military. And as they predicted, it's become true. Just yesterday, we saw a big attack on Rafah involving a camp of Israeli soldiers. 8 Israeli soldiers were killed, and Netanyahu received a lot of criticism even from leaders of his own country. Many big leaders said that Netanyahu doesn't seem to understand what he's doing. Sometimes he orders ceasefires, and sometimes our soldiers are being killed. Netanyahu also had to accept his mistake that now he said, I'm now directly focus on the war. We'll focus only on the complete destruction of Hamas. Now talks about ceasefire and peace is all gone with Hamas. These type of things are not possible. And at such times, Palestine's Prime Minister, and I tell you here that Palestine isn't just Gaza. Palestine is both Gaza and the West Bank. So, the combined country of Palestine Prime Minister writes letters to India. As you can see, Russia's stance is well known in the world. There are 4 major countries whose voice is very important: USA, China, Russia, and India. In this case, India is more important because Israel genuinely understands India's importance. And Palestine's Prime Minister is saying that since India's importance is so much in world and in the talks here, India should increase its role and create a major trust-building measure so that the conflict between Israel and Hamas can be ended. From India's perspective, if you think about it, this is a very complicated issue. If you agree, let us assume Prime Minister Modi says to Netanyahu, Hamas won't do anything, let's trust them, okay? Israel withdraws its army. Next week, news comes that Hamas has launched a big attack on Israeli citizens. Many citizens were killed. What will India do? Our relationship with Israel could be affected badly. In that case, it's a very complicated issue. Help is being asked from us, but India will handle it very carefully. See, it's not necessary to advise on every problem in the world or put effort into solving it. There are many problems where only involved parties should solve them. For example, India and Pakistan's issue with Kashmir cannot be solved by a third party. Whatever happens with Kashmir will be decided by India and Pakistan themselves. So, I want to know your opinion here. Do you think India should intervene in this matter or stay completely away? Is there no need for us to do anything? Write about it in comment section.